Get on the ground! Do not go inside! Get...
What's going on, y'all? It's Brandon, aka the Port City Attorney. Today, we're going to be reacting to a clip from Code Blue called What Not to Do When You Get Fired from Your Job. Let's get after it.
On November 3rd, 2021, a nearby police agency requested assistance from the La Crosse Police Department in taking in 38-year-old Travis Householder into custody. Travis was recently fired from his job and sent messages to staff members at the company. He made threats to murder the victims' families and make them watch.
List of things not to do. Obvious number one list is to communicate a threat, especially in a medium where it can be saved and shown to the police. Yeah, that's number one on this list for sure.
An officer parked in an alley west of Travis's residence and was able to observe Travis exit the residence and get into his vehicle. With the knowledge of the felony charges and active warrant, the officer repositioned his squad car near the apartment entrance and activated his lights.
And this is what we call a felony stop, meaning that if you have a felony warrant or if you're a known felon, they will typically not just stop you and, ask you politely. They're going to come guns a-drawn. So this is something typical of organizations and agencies across the U.S. And if you guys ever wondered, whenever you see a body cam footage and there's no sound in the first couple seconds, so whenever somebody activates their body worn camera, it actually starts recording a couple seconds before then. And so it's kind of like always on, but it captures that. And then so the sound doesn't really start until the body worn camera is actually activated by the officer.
Due to the level of violent threats to others, the officer drew his firearm and provided commands to Travis to raise his hands.
That's that felony stop I was talking about.
Travis stopped his vehicle in the parking lot and was shaking his head, indicating he wasn't going to comply.
What's that?
Not a good idea.
You have to move forward? He's still refusing commands. He's looks like he's trying to park his car.
That sound that you hear is what is known as a fur missile or fur rocket. That's a canine. You want to comply with commands when there's a canine on scene.
Copy. Put your hands on the steering wheel. You got less lethal? Yep. 6 I'm gonna have less lethal. Put your hands up.
So he just indicated to the other officers on scene and or in the radio that he has a less than lethal. So he's basically loading up probably some sort of they have like rubber shells or something like that. It hurts. It sucks.
Travis then exited his vehicle and began walking backwards towards his residence. He refused to comply with any commands.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Do it now! Get on the ground! Do it now! Get on the ground! Do not go inside! Get!
That's how you end up on a t-shirt.
6-7 less lethal deployed. He retreated back inside the residence. Yeah, get shield.
Officers believed if he were to enter his residence, he could potentially arm himself with a weapon to harm others or himself.
Just him or inside the residence. We got a shield up here. We got a shield. We got a shield here. You want another one? Got it? Hey, you guys want to approach from the other side. Approach from the back side. You're going to go right across the windows going that way.
So you guys are getting people out of this apartment, is that right?
I got one wait for the cruiser too.
What's taking him so long?
I don't know. He's getting dressed now.
So what they're doing here is they're trying to mitigate potential collateral damage if that guy comes out with a weapon or if he decides to start firing upon the officers. They want to make sure that if they have to start shooting back, that they're not going to accidentally hit somebody in one of the other apartments. They're not in any sort of a hurry.
After a while, they were able to get in contact with Travis, requesting him to exit the residence safely.
What's that?
I hear you.
Sorry, can you hear me?
I barely hear you.
Is that better? Hey, it's Corey with the La Crosse Police Department.
Yeah, why are you guys shooting at me?
Honestly, Travis, I got a call to come down here and said you went back inside. And something happened, I don't know. They're trying to take you into custody. What's going on?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, Travis, I don't know either. All I know is there were some officers down here and they wanted some help, and I said I'd give you a call. Okay. Would you be willing to come out so we can talk to you more about that?
So obviously this is like their hostage negotiator or their negotiator. A good book to read. This is an aside. Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. He was a FBI hostage negotiator for a very long time. It's a good book. You should read it. It teaches you how to negotiate with people, whether it's your kid, your mom, your dad, or trying to get more money in a job.
No.
Oh no, why not?
What is this about?
To be honest with you, I don't know. All I heard was that officers wanted to talk with you.
Okay,
and
this is how officers talk to me. They
No, right.
shoot at me.
No.
They're like, hey, I want to talk to you. Let me shoot my beanbag gun at you.
No.
Well, to be fair for the officers, if you would not have resisted arrest, they probably wouldn't have shot at you at all.
No,
No, they didn't.
no, that's not how we. That's not how we do it.
Oh, well, then those aren't officers. Those must be criminals.
No,
So they should be arrested. Because I don't know who's out there.
yeah,
I'm scared.
the police are here, Travis. It's the
well.
La Crosse Police Department.
I don't know that. Because you just said an officer who wants to talk to me would never shoot at me first. He would come up and say, what?
Travis,
Hi, Travis.
Travis.
I want to talk to you.
Travis, I don't know what happened when
I think as far as resisting charges would go, he doesn't have a good argument that like, oh, come up and talk to me. Typically they have to identify themselves or they have to be readily identified as law enforcement officers. They pulled up in marked vehicles. They all had uniforms on. They weren't wearing plain clothes. They had their guns drawn. All pretty typical markers that these folks that were trying to get in touch with him were law enforcement, and by him failing to comply with their commands, he's probably looking at additional charges for resisting arrest or obstructing justice or something similar, whatever they have on the books in their jurisdiction.
I was
He
not
shot
here.
me.
Okay.
That guy shot me.
Sure.
You think I'm going to get out of my house and talk to police officers when the guy shot me with a beanbag?
Yeah. And you said it hit you in the stomach.
Right.
Okay.
Do you have any internal investigations? Because this is going to be a lawsuit against
Not a very good one.
Yep.
hardcore.
There-
I don't even know what's going on. You don't
Sure.
know what's going on. If they want to talk to me, that's fine, but I'm suing the La Crosse Police Department.
Okay.
So is
Yeah.
this being recorded or no?
It is. Yep. Yep.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah. No. And Travis, all the officers should have they have body cams on them, and so all that should be
Okay.
recorded.
Great.
So that caused officers now are here
Yeah,
instead of.
again, is that how officers do it when they want to talk to you?
This is so painful.
They come full squad with a beanbag gun and shoot you in the stomach?
Travis, I can't.
Is that what they do to their civilians?
Travis, I can't speak on behalf of what happened before I got here.
La Crosse Police Department? Then who are you?
I'm a sergeant with the La Crosse Police Department.
Okay, then you are a sergeant. You can talk.
Yeah.
You can talk for the La Crosse Police Department. Is that normal protocol?
Travis, I don't know what happened before I got here. I don't know what officers did.
By the way, if you want to know if these kind of defendants are just as difficult with their defense attorneys as they are with the police in these types of encounters, they typically are.
Out to my car, backed up. Oh no, I went outside, threw my garbage out, backed up, had a police officer flying around to arrest me or to do something, and then all of a sudden there's other police officers behind me. So I'm like, I'm not safe here, I'm going to stay in my car. Why is there so many police officers here? Yeah, what is the probable cause to stop me? My Fourth Amendment right is what?
If you have a...
That's a good question, and obviously the cop's about to answer it, but the probable cause to stop him was that there was an active warrant out for his arrest. He was in a vehicle that he was known to be in possession of, and they recognized him. So because they had a warrant to actually seize him, the Fourth Amendment requirements for search and or seizure were actually comported with, right? So they went to a judge, they went to a neutral magistrate, they read what they thought were going to be the charges, the magistrate agreed, and then issued a warrant for the arrest.
It sounds like you have a warrant for your arrest from probation.
All right, I'm hanging up now.
So he's on probation as well. So typically, whenever you go on probation, you also, depending on the jurisdiction you're in, you sign at least a limited waiver of your Fourth Amendment rights, basically saying that a probation officer can show up at any time and search your vehicle, your home, those sorts of things for any contraband that you're not supposed to have while on probation. And so a lot of times, the police will try to use that. So it's an argument you have. So always, if the cops want to search your belongings, even if you're on probation, if there's not a probation officer there, they likely don't have the requisite probable cause in order to conduct a search. So you want to make sure if you're on probation that if the cops stop you and say, well, you're on probation, you have to let us search, that you still say, I do not consent to a search.
Now I'll discuss this with my probation agent.
Okay, Travis.
Travis eventually exited voluntarily and was taken into custody.
Is the door open?
That was probably the smart move.
Anything we ever contact you about.
Copy.
What is this? What is that? Can we block him from going back in? And then he cut him off.
Just let Fido go. Take care of the problem.
Anywhere else? Nope. Okay. We'll get you checked out here.
All right.
My car. Is anybody else inside, Travis?
Just a cat.
Just the cat?
I think my car is running. You can shut
Don't let the dog in. That could be an issue.
it off.
Okay.
Is it this one right here?
Yeah. Keys in it. Keys.
Is there a way we can? There's nobody else inside. You said.
Just
Okay.
put them inside the apartment if you don't mind.
Do you need? Maybe we'll lock it up and take the key with you. Does that sound good?
That's fine.
Okay. Is there an apartment key here? Is that one?
That's that one.
Okay.
I'll tell you, this Midwest hospitality is pretty nice. I mean, it's a pretty good encounter with the police as far as a standoff goes.
Travis, do you have your phone on you?
I don't need it.
Okay, you don't need it.
Just you guys will lose it, and then I'll be like, oh, where the f is my phone?
Okay.
Been through this shit.
So-
For idiots.
I'll lock up your apartment.
Police department. I haven't. I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you pointed a gun at me.
Travis.
Yeah, did you point a gun at me?
I didn't. I was the one you talked to.
Hey, did you point a gun at me? Huh? Did you point a gun at me?
That's okay.
Guns are for pussies, buddy.
All right. Let's get.
You understand it?
The Tri-State ambulance is down here.
All right, yeah, we're gonna point a gun at me again, you son of a bitch.
Listen, bro, you got a warrant for communicating threats. The cop told you multiple times that they have cameras. Maybe stop communicating threats during your arrest for communicating threats.
Point guns at civilians. That's what the La Crosse Police Department does.
Travis,
Innocent civilians who are on a probation warrant.
Is your cat gonna be okay, Travis? Yeah. She's fine. Okay. All right.
Was it Mandy Woo Woo Bapa? Get his badge number and give it to me. I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need his last name. It's Mandu G. Okay.
Yeah, you're good. Thank you.
Travis was charged with stalking and phone harassment, both as a repeater as well as resisting.
So that was obviously an excruciating watch. So a couple things to cover. One, if you are ever approached by the police, go ahead and just follow their commands, all right? Failure to do so, if a judge or a jury later decides that that was a lawful command, and you willfully refuse to do it, you can and will be charged with resisting arrest or obstruction of justice or something like that. Also, when you quit your job, do not communicate threats to those people. That's the dumbest thing you can do. And then once you get arrested for communicating threats, don't start threatening the officers. All right, you're making criminal defense attorneys around the world, you're making their heads explode when you do stuff like this. So do me a favor, if the cops approach you, just say, I do not consent to a search. I'm going to follow your lawful commands. Make sure you show them your hands and don't be like this guy. Although this was a super cordial encounter, very odd, and I'm glad to hear that they were going to offer to help take care of the cat. But yeah, don't do this stuff when you quit your job. Follow me for more content. Comment down below what you think, what you thought about this situation, and give me some ideas for some more videos to do. Thank you all. We'll see you next time.